What if I told you? The US once built a stealth fighter that was faster than the F-22, stealthier than the B-2, and deadlier than anything flying today, but then chose to abandon it forever. Why would a superpower walk away from a jet that could have ruled the skies for decades? This isn't a myth, it's the haunting truth behind the YF-23, America's forgotten stealth fighter. Designed to outpace enemies, vanish from radar, and strike without warning, the YF-23 was so advanced, it terrified even its creators. But in 1991, it was quietly rejected. No production, no battlefield glory, just silence. So, what really happened was the YF-23 to advance for its time? Was it a political casualty, or was it simply a threat to the system that created it? Let's go back to the beginning. The Cold War was fading, but America's need for aerial superiority was rising. The Soviet Union had begun building next-generation fighters, and the US Air Force needed to respond with something faster, stealthier, and smarter than anything that had ever flown. Thus, the Advanced Tactical Fighter ATF program was born. Two aircraft were selected for final competition. On one side, Lockheed's YF-22. On the other, Northrop's mysterious Black Arrow. The YF-23. From the moment it was unveiled, the YF-23 looked like something from another world. Its sleek, diamond-shaped wings, its sharp, angular tail fins, its eerie alien presence. While the YF-22 looked like a fighter, the YF-23 looked like a predator. And it wasn't just the looks. The YF-23 was a technological beast. It had two versions, one powered by Pratt & Whitney YF-119 engines, and another by the General Electric YF-120 variable cycle engine. Both were capable of supercruise flying at supersonic speeds without afterburners. That gave the jet long-range strike capability without lighting up radar systems. The maximum speed, over Mach 2.2. Stealth, arguably better than even the F-22. The design focused on minimizing radar cross-section from every angle. The engine exhaust was hidden and cooled, reducing infrared signature, making it nearly invisible to heat-seeking missiles. The jet could carry AIM-120 AMR, AMAs and Sidewinder missiles inside internal weapon bays, ensuring its profile remained stealthy even when fully armed. To aviation enthusiasts, it was a masterpiece of minimalism and lethality. And yet, it lost. Why? Because, in a fight between two extraordinary aircraft, the difference wasn't in performance alone, it was in philosophy, politics, and perception. Let's dig deeper. The YF-22, while slightly less stealthy, had thrust vectoring engines that could pivot to enhance maneuverability. This gave it an edge in dogfighting, something the Air Force still valued, even in an era moving toward beyond visual range combat. The YF-23 lacked thrust vectoring. It prioritized speed and stealth over agility. Its creators believed the future of warfare wasn't about turning tighter, was about striking first and vanishing. But decision-makers weren't fully convinced. The YF-22 felt like a pilot's jet. More traditional, more hands-on. Meanwhile, the YF-23 felt like something new, something dangerous, not because it was flawed, but because it was unfamiliar. And then came politics. Lockheed was a giant. Backed by Boeing and General Dynamics, their collective influence in Congress, the Pentagon, and defense contracts was unmatched. Northrop, though brilliant, was under pressure from cost overruns on the B-2 bomber. Trust had been shaken. And in a post-Cold War world, with shrinking defense budgets, the Air Force leaned toward the safer option. In 1991, the decision was made. The YF-22 would become the F-22 Raptor legend in its own right, and the YF-23, it was grounded. Only two prototypes were built. One nicknamed the Black Widow II, painted black with a red hourglass beneath. The other, in ghostly gray, was nicknamed the Grey Ghost. Both now sit quietly in museums. No upgrades, no production. Just history. But the story doesn't end there. In the decades since, many in the aviation world have asked, did we make the wrong choice? The YF-23 had longer range, better stealth, lower drag, less infrared visibility. In modern warfare, especially in vast Pacific theaters, where China's J-20 and Russia's Su-57 are emerging, the YF-23's profile might have been better suited. It was a first-strike platform, perfect for silent infiltration, deep penetration, and instant retreat. Today, as America develops its sixth-generation fighter under the Next Generation Air Dominance NGAD program, engineers are looking back at the YF-23 for inspiration. Some even believe the B-21 radar borrows design elements from those blended curves, hidden engines, and radar-defeating geometry. So, was the YF-23 a failure? Not at all. It was a vision of the future. A future we turned away from, perhaps too soon. The YF-22 won the contract. But the YF-23 won something else, immortality. In forums, flight sims, documentaries, and aviation circles, the YF-23 is still whispered about, revered as the fighter that should have been, and maybe, just maybe, it's coming back, because in an era where stealth, speed, and range matter more than ever, the ghost of the YF-23 might find a new body, a new war, and a new chance to rule the skies. But until then, it remains a legend in the shadows. A plane that didn't lose because it failed, but because it was too far ahead of its time. So the next time you hear the roar of a fighter jet, remember, there was once one that made no sound at all, the YF-23. Stealthier, faster, forgotten, but never truly gone.